Hello, hello everyone. Puya, can you hear me? Hello, Puya, how you doing? Hi, Golden. How are you doing? Hi, Golden. Is this Golden? Hi, Tabitha. Hi, everyone. We're just starting right now, and Sam will be here in any minute. And yeah, we get started. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And hello, Don Bodie. Hello, Tabitha. Are we waiting for Sam to come? And yeah, we get started. Otherwise, let me try to request. We're waiting for Sam to come in. We're waiting for Sam to come in. When Sam is here, we'll get started. Yes, yes, Golden Child. I was trying to connect with you, and you get disconnected. It's like your internet is not that good. Your connection is not that good. Others are waiting for Sam. We're waiting for Sam to start. Sam should be here in a minute. Are you waiting for Sam to let me try to connect Golden Child while you're waiting for Sam. No. Hello. Uh, hello. Sam is over here. Let me try connect him. Let me try connect Sam here. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I'm trying to connect Sam here. It will be connected in a minute. Oh yeah, here's Sam. How is everything,
Hey,
man?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thanks for joining, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks for joining, man. So
No
how is
problem.
everything with you?
Yeah, it's been good. It's a weekend,
Oh yeah,
family,
I know.
everything. It's been good.
I
Yes.
know. I know.
hmm
That's beautiful. We are fine. We're fine too over here. Just yeah, chilling out in the weekend and to see how things are going.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we should give it some minutes before start.
I mean, the ball is in your court. I'm
Oh yeah.
here. Let's talk about this. Let's start this movement. Let's get the conversation started.
Yeah, sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So.
So maybe with the first questions here, who is Sam? Like I posted on Instagram and everybody's like, who is this
Oh.
guy? Who is Sam?
Okay. So, yes, my name is Samuel Fagburi. I'm originally from Nigeria. I grew up in Nigeria. Yes, I'm an albino. That's the
Oh
first
yeah.
thing it's out there. I can't
Yes,
hide it.
yes,
So
yes, that's true.
yeah, grew up in Nigeria, relocated to the United States. I'm a graduate of microbiology. I
Okay.
studied in Nigeria.
Oh yeah.
I moved here to, for a better life and all that.
Yeah.
I'm married.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
a beautiful boy. Uh, I'm a private businessman. I run
Okay.
my own business enterprise, and I'm an advocate for everything albinism. I'm an advocate for inclusion, for accommodation. It is my utmost wish and goal in life that every person with albinism out there, fulfill their, potential in life, not just to resign and say, oh, so I have this shortcoming, you know, find ways to together find ways
Mhm.
to surmount this shortcomings, these limitations, and have the best life that we
Yeah,
can have. Yeah,
definitely.
so
And
that's me in short.
oh, oh yeah, thank you. Thanks so much, Sam. And definitely that's our main goal here at Born to White. We're trying to
Hmm.
fight for inclusion of people with albinism so that they can live at the best of their potential and ability. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes.
And
You're welcome.
maybe the follow-up question would be, how is it like growing up with albinism in Nigeria, given that you're not you grew up
I
from Nigeria?
I know. First off, I would say growing up with any form of disability anywhere in the world is always an uphill battle. It's always a challenge. Any form of albinism, any form of disability, it's hard anywhere in the world. Not to like, play like, oh, play it up or play it down. We are not about that here. We're about everybody. Yes, but on a more succinct point, growing up with albinism in Nigeria was rough. Yeah, I would tell you that much. It was rough. You know, People didn't really know what it was. They still don't know, and even in most part of the world, the sensitization, the education about albinism, the orientation is still not up to par. So people didn't know what it was. There's a lot of myth surrounding albinism. You would hear people from some tribes say, "Oh, yeah, is a god, like it's a reincarnation of the god." There's a god in my hometown. It's called the Obatala. So they would say, "Oh, this is the reincarnation of Obatala." So when you see worshippers of Obatala see you, they will revere me. They would say, "Oh, my father, blah blah blah." Dude, I'm just a man. I'm not a god. Those people treat me
Yeah.
with the utmost respect. They would stand up from their seats for me. But then we have people in some other sphere who
Yes.
think albinos are good material for money rituals.
Yes. Yes.
We
Yes.
have those ones too. I know in some eastern parts of Africa, Tanzania, and all that, it's very, very rampant. Also in Nigeria, we have people like that too who believe that once they lay their hands on an albino, yes, that's a very, very good material to make some money ritual right there. So it
There,
was
it's.
rough. Yeah. Yes, you wanted to say something?
Oh, I want to say. I just want to say, like, apart from Nigeria and the eastern part of Africa, it's rampant. It's very, very bad. Being born with albinism, it's like a sin. It's a death sentence. And just last week, someone in Malawi, a woman in Malawi died, and she was buried with albinism.
Wow.
And they came back next day. Her body was excavated, and her body parts chopped up.
Wow.
It's it's a problem, like this myth going on regarding albinism, but like having people like Sam who are coming up advocating for people with albinism. I personally believe with time, give it some time, maybe the situation may change. But right now, just like what you've said, people with the albinism, not just here, not just in Nigeria, people with albinism in other parts of Africa, in especially developing countries, it's very bad being born with albinism.
Yes, it's like I said, it was rough. We had the myth part of it going. You
Mhm.
know, we had the misinformation going. People would say, "Oh," they would look at me and say, "Yes, I know why you're albino. It's because your father and mother had sex in the afternoon."
Oh,
Yeah, that's the thing too. That's the thing. They say, yeah, I know why you are like this. It's because your father and your mother had, when they did their thing, they did it in the afternoon, and that's why you are how you are.
you have,
You
you
know,
see?
people would say, yes, the reason why albinos have spots on the skin is because they eat salt. It's that's an ongoing thing. They would be like,
Yeah.
people would see me on the road, they'll be like, oh, your skin is so clean. Oh,
Mhm.
you don't eat salt, right? And I said, no, everybody needs some amount of sodium chloride in their body,
Oh, yeah.
for a balanced diet, for
Mhm.
their nutrition and all that. They said, no, 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 you're a liar. You're lying
Mhm.
to me. Tell me the truth. No, it's not about that.
And
Misinformation, half education, not enough information. Even our parents in
yeah.
the early 80s when we were growing up,
Mhm.
they didn't know what they were doing. There was no information
Yeah. Uh,
about albinism, and
albinism.
it's sad.
It's
Still,
very
there's no
unfortunate.
information anyway, but we're trying to make it known to people what we are, that we're normal people.
Mhm.
It's just like a genetic mutation. It's nobody's fault.
Yeah.
These things
Yeah.
happen. We are forces of nature. It is
Yes.
nobody's fault, not the father, not the
Not
mother,
the mother. Mhm.
nobody. These things just happen, and this is the science of it. This is how it happens. And beyond the science, what do we do to make our lives more fuller? Everybody
Yeah.
involved, the family, the person with albinism, their friends, the community, the school, their places of worship,
Yeah.
and and
Get,
that's what
get,
we're
get,
about.
yeah, getting them involved to make sure that conditions around people with albinism are pretty much nice. And I'm seeing on the comments here, someone saying, I think it's Lopez 21. She's saying she's in the US and she's in California, and she
Okay.
has a son with ocular albinism. And maybe to clarify, Sam, your type of albinism, is it ocular or ocular cutaneous?
No, I have a oculocutaneous
Cutaneous, okay.
albinism
Oh, yes,
because
okay.
that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
So so I have oculocutaneous
Cutaneous, yes,
albinism,
yes.
and for the benefit of people who don't know what that means,
Mhm.
it means that I would somebody would with OCA, that's
Yes,
oculocutaneous albinism,
yes,
would have no pigment in the skin, the eyes, the hair. They would practically look like me,
yes, yes,
But
absolutely,
people
yes,
with ocular albinism, that's the OA kind of albinism, would only have albinism that would affect their eyes. They would not have
okay.
pigments in parts of
In the
their
eyes,
eyes where they are supposed to have pigment. They would have
yes,
normal, regular body skin
hmm,
color. If they were Caucasian, they would
yeah,
look Caucasian. If they were
yes,
African, they would look African with the melanin. If they were Latino or Latinx, they would look, Latin. They would
yes.
so they would be like that, but they would have albinism in their eyes. But I have
Ocular
oculocutaneous
cutaneous,
albinism.
yes.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, Ruby. And Ruby is also emphasizing on the amount of misinformation and stigma surrounding people with albinism. That's a worldwide challenge. Like people with albinism around the world are facing stigmatization, a lot of challenges based on the condition they have. And coming back to Sam, now that you're in the US,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think are the difference transitioning from Nigeria to the US? Are the challenges being with albinism see the same, or do you feel?
uh, bro, well, let me humor you. When I was in Nigeria as a little boy, real lad growing up, I'd always thought when I move out of Nigeria at some point, my life will be better. Like, like the solution to my problem is in the United States, is in Canada, is in the UK. Nigeria is so backward, it's so dark, they don't know what they're doing. But we watch movies. Oh, this is so when I move out, when I eventually have that chance to move out, I'll just go. They have doctors, they will just treat me, my eyes, and then I'll be able to see. And growing up still, you're turning into an adult, I still had that belief that there would be something that would medically be possible at some point by the time I get myself here. And I got here and I discovered that It's a little bit better than Africa. At least they
Hmm.
don't kill albinos here,
Yes.
you
Hmm.
know.
Yes.
But people have little or no knowledge about what persons with albinism go through, what it is. Some people just assume that you're a white person. You
Yes.
know, they will just have the assumption. I was talking with you the other day, and I told you about the job that I had. They just assumed that I was white. Until challenges started coming up with sight and all that, and then I had to explain that yes, this is it. So a little bit better in the sense that nobody kills nobody.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nobody's hunting nobody for their body parts. Nobody's killing anybody for the rituals. Nobody's saying this person is a god or not. But the sensitization about it is still low. The research, my thought that I always had, that if I
Hmm.
come here, if I get here, things will just be smooth. The accommodations will be there. If you get a job, they will just know, oh, this is an albino, and we're giving this albino this job. We need to provide the tools
Yeah.
to make this person's job
Easier.
better,
Hmm.
so that
Hmm.
it would be easier for them to function in this kind of, role and all that. Sadly, these things we're still behind in these things. Better than Africa, way better than Africa. I won't lie to you. At least there's the element of the government adopting, like, oh, this, accepting that, yeah, albinism, should you choose to claim it as a
Hmm.
form of disability.
Yes.
It's your choice to claim if you want to claim legally blind, if you are, and all that. So
Hmm.
should you choose to claim legally blind or claim your albinism as a disability, at least there are provisions on ground
Yes.
that the government here has made, to
Yes.
make your life a bit better. You could go to schools and demand that stuff be done for you to
Hmm.
a certain extent.
Yes.
So better by far, but we're still not there. It's still a hurdle that
Yes.
we're trying to climb, uphill battle that we're trying to fight, so that this care for albinism, for the things we would need, won't cost a fortune to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
stuff, that would help us, visual aids, the right kind of things that we need to function, won't cost an arm and a leg and all that. So
And
better, yeah, better.
but still there. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sam. We had our first launching event for Born to White September 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the remarks that I can remember up to now, one of the participants who came, he said, moving from part like Africa to Canada or the US only keeps you away from the physical threats. But the challenges will still be up and running. You still be facing the challenges that people with albinism faces. He was looking for a job, but the condition of his eyes could not make it possible for him to drive to and from his work. So he had to drop the offer just because the condition of using public transportation to and from work every day. And thank you so much. And for the sake of viewers, we
Mm-hmm.
invited Sam for this live Q&A, mainly because he posted on his social media that you hope to start a YouTube channel that will
Yes.
be sharing some of his experiences and advices to young people with individuals with albinism. And maybe a question to Sam. What is the motivation behind the YouTube channel, and what is the overall message you wish to give out to people with
To
albinism?
people,
Yeah.
yes. The motivation is the life that I have had, you know, and the life that I will still have, from here on. I've seen how tough it is.
Yes.
When I was growing up, my brother, happens to have albinism too. My
Okay.
own kind of my older brother,
Okay.
but it's kind of person. It's special in a kind of way. I would say it's special because he hit the ground running. There was no mentor, but he followed his own path. He's strong like that.
Oh
But
yeah.
not everybody will be that strong
Yes.
in life to just be like, oh, I'm wonderfully made. I don't have to be down. I don't have to put my head under and then whatever. So people would need mentors.
Yes.
People like me.
Hmm.
It took me a while before I came into myself. When I was a boy growing up, my albinism affected me a lot. you know, I was very quiet. I wouldn't really participate in things because, it got to me. it took a lot of pushing, a lot of foreign discovering myself to be able to come into myself eventually. So I don't want people with albinism, youngins growing up there, not to have people to look up to, not to have like, oh, okay, this is how I did it, borrow a leaf from my book and see if you can, use my experiences as stepping stones to your own overall, happiness and fulfillment in life. So my motivation is myself, my life that I've had, and to help people grow. And while I was in Nigeria, I started a movement, not really a non-profit, it's just like a movement. I called it the Yellow Faces. Before I moved here, it's just like trying to get people, to know what it is, going around in my community, identifying albinos, trying to help them with stuff, sunscreen, sunshades, trying to educate them, pamphlets, just my own thing before I came here. And then, after I came here, I decided, you know what? This is my passion. This is what I want to do. This is a legacy that I want to leave. Apart from all the things I want to do with my life, this is also an integral part of my life. Yes. That if I don't do this, I feel like posterity will ask me that I had that chance to help people and I didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
So and that's why I'm doing this.
Oh yeah, thank you so much, Sam. And one of the things that I can assure you today is most of children and young people living with albinism growing up, they need less than inspiration and people like you, like mentors to look up to. Sorry, that's the utmost support you can give to young people with albinism growing up. Maybe I can give you a very simple story. I happen to have a very close person with albinism, and the person had to drop out of school because of lack of motivation at school, going to school, no accommodation of people with sight issues and stuff like that. And again, where he was, there were no like people he can look up to, people to advise the path that they've passed, like yourself. And I think starting that YouTube channel will greatly help people like Desiree and other people.
Yeah, I know. Because on the channel as well, I would be, apart from sharing my stories and my battles, I would also be dishing out some tips, I won't call it tricks and life hacks, for people of school age, things that you can do, how to identify your gifts and talents, because it's most important as an albino. You need to, the challenge is there, the eyesight thing, and that's the main thing. I've always told people, my skin don't bother me. I don't care what you say, I hold myself in high esteem, and that's all there is to it. The main challenge for OCA or OA, whatever kind of albinism you have, is the eyesight challenge, and I would be teaching how to, for school age kids, in the academics and youngsters, how to, hack it, what to do, what not to do, how to choose your career path, how to recognize your gifts and talents, and how to make that your actual thing to build on, to leverage for success. So, yes.
Yeah, I think it will benefit a lot of young people with albinism. And maybe the last question, the inspiration of your glasses. Can Sam drive?
Yes, I am learning to drive. It was these are some of the battles I fought when I came here. Because when I called my doctor, special doctor for people with low vision and all that.
Yes.
And I booked an appointment. I got there. He told me, he said, you know what? I'm gonna test you for 30 minutes, and within this 30 minutes, I'm going to be able to determine if I will be able to help you or not.
Okay.
If I'm not able to help you, you don't pay me for today, you go.
Okay.
If I'm able to help you, if I'm not able to help you, you don't pay me, you go. If I'm able to help you after that 30 minutes test, you pay me for my consultation today, and then we find you your help. Okay. So I guess the session was supposed to cost like $500 to $1,000. I can't remember now. So after we did the session, he said, congratulations, I'm going to be able to help you. So I paid, and then we started. So as it is now, as it stands, I would need, this is my first pair of glasses based on my preference. I would need like 4 of this.
Oh,
You know, this is the glasses for driving.
okay,
These are bioptic telescopes,
okay,
and it magnifies things.
okay.
But I can't see, these are my carrier lens. This is my regular,
Yes.
normal prescription. That's how far they will be able to help me with my regular reading glasses and stuff.
Yeah.
But these are what I, see signs with when I drive, or recognize faces. So this are mobile. You can walk around with this.
Okay.
So this cost me around like $7,000.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
To get this. So, and I have one for watching TV that I've not gotten because it's not my priority. I have one to use the computer that costs around like $4,000 or $5,000 too, for computer usage and all that, and so on, like 4 of them, and all is going to be amounting to around $25,000-$30,000, and that's a lot.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money. But my priority, I chose this because I wanted to have that freedom.
Yeah.
Independence. Because I will tell you this much, depending on people to move from place to place is a burden. And it weighs on the soul. And sometimes, sometimes when I fly, if I don't fly with people, I get anxious. Because, when you get into an airport, it's so wide, and then you have to go to this terminal, and then you're looking up for the signs, you don't know where to go. A little bit of anxiousness grips me. But with this, I would be able to like spot signs, not just drive alone.
Yes.
Spot faces around. I don't have to be apprehensive. Oh, somebody's calling me from afar, but I can't see them. So I have to be like, So this gives me a little bit of independence. I can drive. I got my learner's permit. So I'm learning to drive. I can drive you from place to place. To drive you. So yes, it feels good to be independent. You don't have to rely on people to, take you around and all that. So it feels good.
And the Ruby on the comment here saying amazing on the US for starting to advancing access to independent transportation. Driving is a huge step for people with albinism when access is available. That's for sure. We are discussing with Ruby some days back, and we're just assessing how many people with albinism do not have access to job just because of their eyes issues. They don't have access to the privilege of driving just because of the condition of their eyes. And Miss Loops here 21 is saying that's amazing. That's awesome. You gave me hope my son will one day be able to drive.
Most definitely.
Being that we have been told he will never be able to hold a driving license. Ms. Loop, a lot of people with albinism, even here in Canada, we go to doctors and they always tell them you may not be able to drive or even hold a driving license. But
okay, Ruben.
Yes.
The thing about bioptic telescopes and driving is even in the US, not every state, it's not legal in every state.
Okay.
Here in Virginia, it is legal. I think in New York, it's legal. In some states, it's still not acceptable. So if you live in some states in America, you still may not be able to use this to drive.
Okay.
Yeah, so but in my state, it's still subjective in some certain states. But I don't know in Canada. So if it's legal to drive with bioptic telescopes, your foundation, if you have a group of people who would like to, gain their independence, and it is legal in Canada to use this, you could get the conversation started with some doctors, and they can actually, some ophthalmologists, and they can actually start, specializing in the field of low vision.
Yeah. So, we have the organization that works with low vision, like the National Blindness Association, I think. And they work with the low vision. I think we'll have to follow up with them, get to see if it's even legal to drive with such glasses. But I think you are an inspirational to many people. You inspire very many young and even adult people with albinism.
I mean, I'm
And
glad I'm here to serve, to help. You
yeah,
know,
definitely.
that's what I'm called to do, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Hmm.
Thank you so much. And you
You're
know
very
what?
welcome.
Once your YouTube channel get rolling, we may
Yes.
connect.
Everything. I'm putting the finishing touches on that. I should have a, couple of videos out of Friday.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Oh
I
yeah.
should have a couple of videos out. I want to start from like the rudiments of albinism. We
Okay.
touched it a little bit. You
Hmm.
know, when we were discussing the other time, I told you that the science is also important. The science of albinism is very important because if you don't understand who you are and
Hmm.
what your makeup is, how do you go from there? So I will be starting with the rudiments of it, making it fun, like we're
Yes.
discussing now, it's fun, it's interactive, you
Hmm.
know, so we'll be talking about the rudiments of albinism, what it
Yes.
is, the science of it, break it down,
Yes.
in a couple of episodes, and
Yeah.
then we'll go into the fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting.
We.
I implore people to, I would, be pasting out the once it's finished. I would be putting out my YouTube handle,
Hmm.
so people can, follow me. But if you want to follow me right now, you can follow me, and then
Yeah.
we'll be putting out content. We'll be helping ourselves, and beyond all the talk, I would also at some point start actions. If we
Oh yeah.
could, start going to places, schools,
Hmm.
educating teachers about this, because
Yeah.
I kind of discovered that even, teachers are like molds, we leave our
Yes.
kids with them most
Uh-huh.
times, to help
Yes.
us. And most of them don't even have the understanding of what it is
Yes. Yes. That's
to
for sure.
so going out trying to organize this kind of seminars or symposium, working with the
Yes.
government, educate from door to door, taking it to the people, not just
Yes.
doing it on social
On
media
social media.
sphere and all that. Trying to take it to the people. Okay, if you don't use the social media, if you just see our videos and just swipe past it, okay, we are coming to your school.
Oh
We are
yeah.
trying to educate you. You may not have albinos right now, but
Hmm.
when you get albinos in your school or
Hmm.
people with albinism in your school, you are armed and ready. You have the information you need.
Yeah, definitely,
You know,
definitely.
so
One of our aim, one of our main goal with at Born to White, we're trying to engage schools and community centers within Canada. We're trying as much as possible to reach not necessarily students but teachers, trying to keep teachers on the loop, so they may understand again what albinism is and how best can they support kids with albinism. I was discussing with Ruby, and she shared very funny experience, like going to school and telling kids like, okay, we're going to learn about albinism. One of your classmates here has albinism. When it, like opening up to student in class, it's
mhm.
pretty much sidelining that kid. It's like okay, we are here to learn about you. um,
I know.
we have these classes where they're keeping kids, like the kid that we're going to cover the topic about keeping him out of the class, then discuss, then bring him in. But again, that's directly sidelining the kid. Then trying to making the teachers, the administration aware. Then they make it easy so that that kid can fully participate in activities at school and even in learning. And thank you, Ruby. She just put it here, Canadian National Institute for the Blind, CNIB, for anyone looking for help in Canada. CNB, it's a very useful source for people with albinism in Canada. And they are doing
That's good.
amazing stuff. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
and,
I
and I
mean,
think they may be the first people to refer to if someone is allowed to drive with such glasses. They may be the first people like to have an answer to that question.
to that question. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's legal, it
Hmm.
should be like in the like I don't know what's called in we call them the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles in
Yes.
America. If you go on the
Uh-huh.
website,
Hmm.
for people in the United States listening in,
Hmm.
if you don't know, if you're not sure if it's legal to use Baltic glasses to drive in your state, you
Yeah.
could go onto your state's DMV website
Hmm.
and search for Baltic laws, Baltic driving laws,
Hmm.
and if it's legal, in your state to drive with biotics,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
it will pop up. And if it's not, I mean, hey, maybe it's time for you to switch states
Oh.
and come down to Virginia and, you know, start living your life to the fullest. I mean,
Oh.
yeah. So
Yeah. Again, thank you so much, Sam, man.
you're very welcome. It's my pleasure to be here.
It was amazing spending time with you. And whenever things are ready, we'll get back to you to connect and how things are going with you.
Most definitely, I'll be sharing it. I'll be putting all the info and the lowdown on my Instagram page, and
Oh yeah.
I'm always there to help anybody who wants to like slide in and send me messages about what they need to do, or you know, they just need moral support. They just want somebody to be there. You know, I'm always here. So.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much. And again,
you're very welcome.
Thanks, thanks to everyone who joined us today for the vital question and answer session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're
Best
welcome.
love to everyone. Best love for
Yeah.
everyone that joined. Bye now.
Bye.
Thank you.